Hello, friends, and happy Friday. I let that run for a little while so that if some of you watch the ads before the video starts, you won't be too far behind then when you get into the stream. And thank you for those of you that watch the ads, because ad revenue is one way I make a little bit of money on the channel. So when you're supporting a channel, it is very helpful to watch the ads that run at the beginning. Sometimes there's ads in the middle. Sometimes there are ads between videos or at the end of a video. So if you can, just take another minute or so and watch those. You can open another tab and watch something else, or get up and make a snack, or and let those ads run. Hello, Kels. How are you? So welcome back. Obviously, I have taken a bit of a break. I think it was a much needed break. It's surprising to me how much time has gone by since the last live stream, because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But here we are. I'm going to try to get back into my rhythm, and let me make a note here on something that we'll go over in a little bit. Right, so we'll talk about just a mishmash of things today. And toward the second half of the stream, I will welcome anyone that wants to come up and say hello. Tell us what's going on in your life, on your homestead, on your farm, at your job, your life, and just share with us and connect with us. Hello, Drunken Chef. How are you? Thanks for popping in today. So first, I'm going to put that graphic back up on the screen. Just because I've had obviously some time off to do a lot of reflecting, a lot of reading, a lot of praying, a lot of resting. And I thought this little graphic kind of summarized things pretty good. So let me put that back up and let you look at it for a second. All right, so ain't that the truth? Kind of a lot of things all summed up in that one little meme. And so I'm not going to, today's show is not going to be too heavy. Obviously, there have been some heavy things shared on the channel in the last month or so, but I just want to get back into my routine. I made a decision that I'm not going to allow outside influences to determine what I do with my time, what I do with my life, how I feel about myself. And you guys have been so instrumental in helping me get to that point where I realize that that's how I need to look at it. That needs to be my objective. So we're back to live streams. Let's do our regular sharing of channel stats for channel members and guests, previous guests on the show. Let me pull up that window. Oops. All right, and let's go over, let me see. Oh, I didn't know that graphic would stay on behind there. That's funny. So I'm going to take that graphic off, actually. Okay, and lots of exciting updates to share regarding channels that are connected with RichKatRanch. Again, these are YouTube friends of ours that we know because of the platform, and all of the people on the list, again, are either channel members who have channels of their own, or they are previous guests on the show. The invitation is always open. It's a standing invitation. If you have a channel, if you're a content creator and you would like to be on the show so that I can interview you and introduce you to people that are watching my streams, then send me an email. I'll have that email address go up here in just a bit. Well, I can put that up because it only covers the bottom part of the stream. Okay, so there's the email if you're interested in being on the show. I sent out, I probably have to send out, 2 or 3 emails inviting guests to be on the show for every one person or channel that I have on the show. Some people don't respond at all. Some people just, they can't swing it. It's during the day, it's during the week. They can't, they have jobs. But I know for one of the guests I had on the show, I did a recording. So she and I met in StreamYard. I just recorded it, and then I played it as a standalone, like, special edition of the Roundup. And that, I thought that went beautifully. So that's an option if you are watching this as part of the rewatch crew. And thank you to those that are watching after the stream ends. If you're watching after it's live because you're not available during the time that I'm live, still send me an email. Let me know if you would be interested in that, in doing an interview with me whenever. It can be a weekend, it can be late at night, it can be early morning, whatever works for you. And I'll still interview you, and we'll record it, and then I will share it as its own little like mini roundup, a little interview that I'll share in addition to my regular Friday live streams. And welcome, Drunken Chef, new channel member. Okay, I kind of had forgotten about the fact that people can still do channel memberships. Hello, Joe Hupp. So Joe Hupp is a channel member and friend of ours from Australia. Thank you so much for being here today. Let me make sure I haven't missed anyone else. Okay, I'm just so honored, as always, that you guys are here with me today. And I'll just apologize because I feel like I'm kind of out of sync with myself because I haven't done a stream in a while. But we're going to make it through. And again, the first step will be to go over some channel stats where I'll have some exciting things to share here and there. Let's see. So our friends Nina and Boyce at Rooted in Texas are up to 863 subscribers today. My friend Ordered Steps is holding on to 1,320 subscribers. My friend Akashi Chris at Mind Forked is up to 445. My friend Byron at 12 Stones Ranch, Texas neighbor of ours, is at 1,710. And if you've missed it for some reason, Akashi Chris and her husband Stuart and Byron at 12 Stones Ranch are both real life friends that we met through YouTube. They have been here to RichKatRanch to tour the property, meet all the animals, have a meal. We've had a meal together here. And it's just been such a great reminder of what YouTube is beyond an entertainment or education source for a lot of people. So a lot of great relationships have come my way because of my decision to turn YouTube into something besides just a time waster, which it was for however many years before I started a channel, and then started wasting my time working on videos constantly, or recording videos or editing videos. So they've been here to visit. They are channel members. Hello, Bud Files. How are you? Thanks for being here today. So I just wanted to throw that in. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're always welcome here. We'd love to have you. If I know ahead of time that you're coming, we'll make plans for some kind of a meal together, and you can meet the animals and interact and feed them and watch them live beyond what you see in the videos. All right, so back to my list. So Joe Huck, who's in the chat today, is at 306 subscribers. Our friends Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead are at 1,450 something. Jerry and Susan at Butler Family Farm are at 1,460. That is an impressive jump. Okay, so I realized it's been like 5 weeks since I did a live stream, but you guys have to admit that is some hard work happening right there, that channel has gained that many subscribers in this amount of time. So I'm so proud. I'm so impressed. I'm so honored to be a part of their little YouTube family, and our connections here are very special to me. My friend Gary at Belt Loop 29 is at 2,380 something subscribers. My friend David Hunt is at 562. My friend Mark at Corner Clubhouse Cobalt is at 1,150 something. My friends Shirley and Brian at Just Doing Our Best are at 1,490 something. Another nice jump right there. And then, so these are now just channel members. So some of the people that you see here in the channel member section have also been guests on the show. So Mind Forked has been on the show. Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead, they've been on the show. Butler Family Farm has been on the show. David Hunt's been on the show. So you can always go back and look through the playlist of roundups and find those interviews if you want to know more about those people, who they are beyond what you see from the videos on their channel. And I invite you and encourage you to do that. So now let's move on to friends who have been guests on the Roundup. My friend Lee from the UK at First Floor Audio is up to 1,190 something subscribers. My friend Adam Sky, also in the UK, is at 298 subscribers. Our friends Jeff and Lorena, Texas neighbors of ours at Back to Country Homestead, are at 767 subscribers. Amanda at Bare Bones Living is at 722. And if you'll notice, as an aside, I just left off that whole column about the new content because, again, it's been like 5 weeks since I did a roundup. So most of these channels do have new content in that time period. But I thought, I'll just save myself that step. And you guys can check out what you either haven't seen on their channel at all or what you haven't seen since the last time you were there. All right, so Amanda is at 722. Bearded Eagle, who is now bearded again, is holding on to his 1,110. It could be 19. I only see those first three digits. Ashley at CNC Farm is at 1,860. Another nice jump there. Canadian Family Life up to 1,280 something. Heather at Come Hither with Heather, this is another of our Australia friends, is at 980 subscribers. Danielle at Danny Days Ahead is at 1,080 something subscribers. Dawn Ray B, and Dawn Ray B is the other interview I did where I recorded it like in the evening one day. And then I just played it. It just was its own little standalone RichKatRanch Roundup interview show that I think I put up on a Thursday or something. So check that out. That might give you an idea of what I would be attempting to do if you're interested in doing an interview that's not live. So she's at 512 subscribers. Brittany and Big K at Flannel Hill Farm are at 238. So first exciting announcement, Jen and Steve at Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve have hit the 1,000 mark. So it's something that we all celebrate when it happens. And I was just kind of excited because there's a nice number of channels now that have hit or surpassed 1,000 subscribers. So obviously I'll have some more of those to share with you as we go on down the list. So congrats to Jen and Steve at Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve. Home Bartending with John is at 397 subscribers. My friend Peter Tragos at Lawyer is at 245 subscribers, 245,000 subscribers. Again, I think when I had him on the show, he was like at 65,000 subscribers. So that's just been mind-boggling. But I'm telling you again, there is so much work that goes into making these numbers happen. So you can show some appreciation by checking out their content and spending some time at their channels. My friend Millionaire Paul is at 265 subscribers. My friend Tammy at Mountain Grandma is at 838 subscribers. My friend Tiffany at Mud and Mascara Homestead is at 472. My friend and Texas neighbor Nick at Multi-Hunter 24/7 is at 1,020 something subscribers. So congrats to them. And Nick is an interview I did where he actually did the interview during his lunch break at work. He sat in his car and used his phone, and we did an interview that way. And it turned out great. And I was just so grateful that he was willing to work around his work schedule by devoting his lunch to doing the interview with me. So, yes, and I see this note in the chat for Butler Family Farm. They are monetized as well. I know you guys may remember that for a time there, I was trying to get everybody on board with getting them some watch hours because they were in need of watch hours to meet all of the requirements to become a YouTube partner program member. So congrats to Butler Family Farm for also being in the monetization column. So that was Nick at Multi-Hunter, 1,020 something. My friend Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead is at 969 subscribers. Our friends Devin and Ryan at Our New Land are at 1,540 something subscribers. I think that is the biggest jump. Let me get a drink here. So you guys can get your calculators out and do that math for me. But I remember as I was putting the list together thinking that's the biggest jump. So there's another very impressive indicator of some consistent hard work with thoughtful quality content that people are enjoying. There's a wonderful story there about that family. So I encourage you to go and check them out. And kudos to everyone that has already visited the channels on my list, because together we all meet our goals. There's room at the top for everybody, and you guys help that happen. Hello, Two Doves, Bees and Gardens. Thank you for being here. So now Nancy at Our Treasured Home is at 1,060 something. So we have another channel that has met that 1,000 subscriber requirement. And I'll try to check in with all of these people now to see where they are on their watch hours so that next week I can have a report for you on how we can help them that way. My friend Marin at Palma Pioneer Pantry is at 299. My friend and Texas neighbor Stephen at Papa's Kitchen is at 328. My friend Shane at Paralife TV, your everyday wheelchair ninja, that's a Canadian connection that we have, is at 1,890 something subscribers. My friend John Pedroza at Pedroza Travel is at 1,060 something subscribers. My friend, my kindred spirit, my quasi therapist for this last 5 weeks or so, and just an amazing all around good friend, supporter, and precious person, Vicki Lund at Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund is at 1,010 something subscribers. So a lot of interesting content there too, guys. I cannot say enough good things about her. And she's among the people that reached out to me when my first Keeping It Real video went out. She sent me a text message, then she called me, and she's talked me through and walked me through a lot in this last month and a half or so. So I'm really proud and pleased and excited to announce that she has hit or surpassed now 1,000 subscribers. Our friends Wes and Jess at Rich New Design are at 474. Ronnie and Brittany at Ronnie and Brittany RV Stories, some California friends of ours, are at 683. My friend David, Texas neighbor at Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion, is at 2,490. My friend Shannon at Shanster Travels is at 634. My friend Sparrow Spalding, I know you guys have heard me mention her name a lot here recently. I have spent a lot of time with her on the phone. She's done like Zoom sessions, so to speak, with me, just coaching and encouraging and letting me talk some things out, sharing information with me. She is a great resource. She's very knowledgeable. She's very personable. She's very real. And she is a blessing in every way to me. And I've learned so much from her. And I have found so much motivation by working through the book. So she sent me a copy of her book, Uncaged. I'm still working through that. The offer still stands. If you are interested in receiving a copy, I am happy to have a copy mailed to you directly from Amazon. So if you are a trauma survivor, doesn't matter how long ago it was, if you are struggling in any way in your relationships, if you just are having a hard time with life, again, I'm happy to send you a copy of that book because it's making a big difference for me, and her approach is very sound and very practical and very easy to get into. So Again, send me an email if you're interested in receiving a copy of the book, and I'll get one sent to you. So she is at 1,360 something subscribers. Hello, Erica Olson. Thanks for being here today. Wow, it's cold in Australia. Wow. Well, you can have some of this heat. We've had heat indexes here of 115 degrees this week. So I'm already complaining, and it's not even the hottest part of the year. But back on track. So check out Sparrow Spalding. The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie, they're at 689. My friend Angela at The Inquisitive Farm Wife is at 1,720. Again, nice little jump there. Great content, and usually something goes up every day. My friend Dino at the Late Late Horror Show is at 109,000 subscribers. My friend Tom Salta is at 922. Two Doves Bees and Gardens, they're in the chat today. They're at 1,610. Vineyard Chicks are up to 4,490. My friend Ralph at Webb's Web is at 317. Y'all, I had to double check that. So when I looked at it, my first thought was to see for sure if I was at the right channel, because he's just been hovering around that 150 for so long. So kudos to him. And again, great material there. He's more techie, computer and program stuff, software, hardware stuff. So check him out. There's lots to learn. He does have a very artistic side too. So you'll find videos here and there that are not about tech stuff or how-tos. But I was so tickled to see that 317 number for him today. So congratulations to Ralph at Webb's Web for hitting that new number. My friend Robin at What the Flock is at 559. My friend Steve Robson at Wild Macro Art is at 23. He's much more active on Facebook than he is on YouTube. So it doesn't bother me. It's not worrying me that he's not growing, because that's not his focus. And then Fat Ninja DM is at 435. Again, if you're new here, Fat Ninja DM was on the Roundup on the 11th of November, and then he passed away on the 19th of November. So he's staying on my list just, to honor him and what he did with the channel while he was with us. Hello, Nancy at Our Treasured Home. Thanks for being here. Thanks for congratulations for hitting over 1,000. And let me know where you are on watch hours if you need help with watch hours, so I can keep routing people that way. All right, so that's where we are with that. We're going to stop sharing. I'm going to take this banner down. All right, and let me see. I'm going to pull up a list of things I wanted to talk about. So the first thing I wanted to share with you guys, and for those of you that are content creators, obviously this will have more, it'll be more valuable than if you're not a content creator. But a lot of you may already know that YouTube has changed the requirements again for becoming eligible to join the YouTube Partner Program, meaning to become monetized. You don't qualify for all of the sources of monetization with this new update, but it's so exciting. So the new update, and I know there's going to be more to it than what I'll share with you, but I just want to give you kind of the overview, and then you can do some research. Now, the subscriber requirement to be eligible to become a YouTube partner is 500 subscribers. And then you either have to have 3,000 watch hours in the last 365 days or 3 million shorts views. So I know that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. It does take a lot to get to those thresholds, but it opens the door for so many more people to start their monetization journey. And the ways you can make money then with this new requirement, with these new requirements, is then you'll be eligible for fan funding, like super stickers, super chats, and you'll have access to the merch shelf where you can, if you've got t-shirts or mugs or whatever products, you then can sell those through YouTube. It's called a merch shelf. And you'll have a page on your channel where people can look at your merchandise and share your merchandise. So again, I know there's more to it even than that, but if you are in that group where you meet those requirements, then check it out. If your goal is to become monetized with YouTube, then you would still then need to hit the 1,000 mark and the 4,000 hours in 365 days to also be eligible for ad revenue. So that's really the only difference that I see, is that with these lower requirements, you just can't qualify for ad revenue. They still show ads on your videos. I mean, you don't have to be monetized for YouTube to still use your videos to show ads. But until you meet those higher requirements, you can't make any money off of those ads. And it's never a lot of money. I mean, you'd have to have millions of views on every video to really make much money off of the ads. But collectively, all of those things, because I'll tell you, every super chat and super sticker and super thanks that we get is like a Christmas present. It really is a Christmas present. And every penny that comes into the channel, it goes right back out just to feed the animals. There's no extra here. So I thank anyone who has taken time to send me a super chat or a super thanks or a super sticker. It's a fun way to support your favorite channels, and it really does mean a lot. It really does make a difference. So thank you to those of you that have done that. So that's just kind of a general YouTube update. I wanted to share now with you one of the things I found. And it's funny sometimes how YouTube will recommend something to me that I've never heard of before. I mean, I don't know why. It doesn't matter why, but I don't think I'll be in any kind of trouble if I share this here. Let me close this window. All right. And we're going to play this video. So again, hello, Matt D. Matt D in the UK. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for coming in on a Friday night to see me. So I'm going to play at least a little bit of this. This was, again, a new channel to me. Some of you may have heard of it before. Let me share my screen, and I hope you guys will be able to hear it. I don't know if I'll need to turn it up. If not, then you'll know you can... So here's the cat talking. Look what he does with it. Can you hear it?
Sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm alone. Hello, sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm alone. Hello, feels like a year since he locked me inside. Said he'd be back soon, but I guess he just lied to my...
I'm going to close that now only because I don't want to get flagged in case I'm not supposed to share too much of that. But check out, let me get you a channel. Let me get you a channel link for that. The Kiffness is the name of the channel. And it's not just animals. The animal ones are my favorite ones. But I just think that's so creative. I think it's so funny. I think it's so enjoyable. And I stayed up way too late the night that I first came across that channel just because of how it was making me feel to watch those videos. And I mean, this guy, he like does concerts. So he goes around the world and does concerts. I think he calls them concerts, where I guess he's playing these videos or creating music maybe on the spot there. He also plays the trumpet. His wife sings with him on some of the videos. And again, I just think it's so fun. This is what YouTube is for me. It's energizing, it's educational, it's encouraging and motivating. And so I want you guys to check that out. I just put the link in the chat. So you can go check out some more videos if you want to see if it's something that you want to do. And it's not because he needs help with subscribers. He has almost 2 million subscribers, but that's how channels grow. That's the whole point of it, that together we reach our goals. Together we can spread our message to more people. And by each of us taking a minute to share things that we come across that are meaningful to us, we can give each other a boost, give channels like that a boost. That's just good, clean fun. And that's what I like to spend my time watching. I mean, other stuff too, because I have another thing I'll show you now. So I shared a link on my community tab a day or two ago. Hey, Connie Cleary. There's my friend Connie Cleary. How are you, sweetie? So I've been watching at night now. So I went through a lot of the Kiffness videos, and I still sprinkle those in here and there. But then for whatever reason, YouTube had recommended, I think I've seen it recommended to me before, but I wasn't interested. They've recommended airplane disaster videos. So there's a channel. Thanks for being here, Joe. Be safe. Have a good weekend. Stay warm. So they've recommended this channel that has these airplane disasters. So I shared a link a couple of days ago, maybe yesterday. And the point of my community post was that, I just have some perspective now. So when I think I've got it bad, or I'm having a bad day, definitely it's nothing compared to what some people have lived through. So I'm going to play a snippet of this video. Again, cross your fingers. Is Akashi Chris here? I thought I just saw someone say hi to Akashi. If you are Akashi, hello. But let me get on with this. I'm going to share this video. And again, I hope you can hear it. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing here. All right. And the title of this video is Pilot Sucked Out of Cockpit Window, British Airways Flight 111, 11D1. And the channel name is Mayday Air Disaster. Let me get you the link for that to have it ready. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, I didn't want to play that one. So here comes there you are, Akashi Chris. Thank you for being here. Y'all, that's my real life friend, Akashi Chris. All right, here's the channel for this Mayday Air Disaster, and I'm going to play some of this. Play too much and get myself in some kind of trouble. I will tell you, I'll go ahead and spoil it. That has a very happy ending. Everyone lives. That pilot lives. He went on even to fly. Like he went back to flying like 5 or 6 months after this incident, after he recovered from this incident. And I just had never heard of anything like that before. Of course, you see movies where, there's a bomb on the plane, or it wasn't a bomb. I'll tell you that it was not a bomb. It was just a freak thing. And where people get sucked out of airplanes and all, but it's not anything I ever think about when I'm flying. I mean, I've never, even though I've seen movies and stuff, I don't think about it when I'm flying. Yeah, I thought, and Akashi, so yes, even in the video, the crew, they all thought he was dead, but the co-pilot, so one of the co-pilot's concerns, because at some point they were like becoming so fatigued from holding him. There's so much force there. There's still the pressure inside the plane, as everything is getting sucked out, because the way that works, like a spacesuit, the plane pressure is higher than the outside pressure, because there's not enough pressure outside of an airplane when you're up high for you to be able to breathe. Okay. It'd be like being in a vacuum. You can't breathe. So the plane pressure is pressurized, and that's why everything has to be sealed. And if for any reason something comes unsealed or comes open, then because there's so much more pressure inside the airplane, it like explodes, like the pressure pushes out of the airplane. And so that's what happened. That loose windshield popped off, and then all the pressure from the whole plane goes sucking through. And then what sort of pinned that pilot there for a while is that the pressure was so great that it blew the cockpit door toward the windshield. And so then the door is like got him all wedged in place. And so one of the flight attendants goes and grabs his legs, and he's just holding on for dear life. And at some point they think that it might just be best to just let him go because they're getting so tired. I just can't even imagine the adrenaline and the physical challenges of trying to hold on to him with that much force, still pulling him. Again, he's like trying to get sucked up or pushed off over the top of the plane just because of the force of the air, because they're traveling like 350 miles an hour. But the co-pilot is enough in control of things that he says, no, don't let him go. Because if you let him go and he like flies into the engine or hits the tail or something and breaks something, then we're in more trouble than we already are. And I thought, wow, that is calm under pressure. That is professionalism right there, that pilot could have been thinking about that. Because as I'm watching, even I'm thinking, yeah, at some point, aren't they going to realize they're just going to have to let him go? As horrible as that even sounds, when are they going to just have to realize they're just going to have to let him go? And everybody thinks he's dead. I thought he was dead. Everybody thinks he's dead. So just that particular episode was just so beautifully done and really captured, I think, a lot of the emotion behind that experience. But it was just even more mind-boggling to me that everyone lives, like everyone is okay, aside from the emotional, damage kind of that it did. And I think there were at least a couple of the flight attendants that just got out of the airline industry altogether after that. But everybody lived. Just a little miracle in that little 45-minute video or so. So I don't know if you guys are into that stuff or not. I hope I didn't freak anyone out by sharing that, but it just really had an impact on me. And it really did, as corny as it sounds, it really did remind me that even when I think I'm really having a hard time, I'm really having a bad day, and I've got problems, and there are all these things that have been just eating at me and making life difficult for me. I've never been through that. I will never go through anything like that. But even if I did, look at that. The message in that particular episode is that everybody lived. So for what it's worth, there's another channel did I share that channel link already? Yes. Mayday Air Disaster. There's another channel that I've and that is what it ultimately ended up being. So come to find out, when they did their investigation, the maintenance guy that, was working on that plane before it took off for this particular flight was changing out that windscreen. I'm sure over time they get scuffed up and stuff, so they just have to change them out. And so he took it off. He took the screws out. He had the screws that were in it, and he went and found the same screws, new screws. He was being very conscientious and decided he would replace them with new screws. Again, everything wears out over time. So he goes and gets new screws of the same screws that he took out of the plane, which you would think that would be great, right? The problem is the screws that were in it, that had been in it for like 4 years before they replaced that windscreen, were the wrong screws. It was just a matter of time before that was going to happen. So again, over time, so the frame that holds the windscreen in, the pressure and jostling and turbulence and vibration and all the stuff that airplanes go through to fly sort of just wore some parts out. And so those wrong screws that had been holding that in place for all those flights before this one, just the screw holes, I don't know how else to say it, weren't as worn, and maybe, were a little tighter. And so those screws somehow held. But then when he put new screws that were the same size, it ended up that they were the wrong screws all along. So, I mean, there were other things that should have been used, any safeguards that should have been used. And when that guy went to get the new screws, the guy that runs the parts department or whatever knew what he was working on. And the guy came in and said, "Hey, do we have any whatever size screws?" And he said, "We've got them, but aren't you working on that whatever kind of plane?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I thought those take this other side." So that parts guy knew what size was really supposed to go in the plane. And the guy said, "No, I've got the screws that I just took out right here in my hands." And so I guess the parts guy just thought he must have been confused, but no, it ends up he was right. Oh, so freaky story, providential story, happy ending, horrifying while it's happening. And I just thought, okay, yeah, then let that be a lesson for me. Whatever's happening, however bad I think it is, it can all turn out fine. Everything can be okay. Everybody can live and still go on to function. Again, a couple of the flight people left the aviation industry, but they went on, they had other jobs. It's not like they were so scarred that they couldn't function anymore. And then all those pilots kept flying. Oh, so enough of that. I've got a few more things I want to share with y'all. Okay, I already talked about the big jumps in some of the subscriber counts that I shared earlier. Millionaire Paul, so that's another friend of mine in the UK. He's on holiday right now, or I guess he's still away in the Scottish Highlands. So he has shared some stuff on his channel about that. Again, Scotland is my favorite place on the planet. It's on my to-do list to go back one day. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off, but I'm so excited, and I'm hoping he'll have more to share with us from his travels there. It's just beautiful scenery. It's beautiful people. It's wonderful food. There's so much to see. It's peaceful. It's clean. And if you haven't been, I encourage you to put that on your bucket list. It's just the most beautiful place on earth. I mean, Ireland and Scotland, love them both, but Scotland I really connected with Scotland, and it just really left an impression on me. Erica's husband is an airplane nut. No pun intended. Well, it wasn't a nut, it was a screw, but yeah, so wrong screws. So check your handbooks, guys, when you're doing airplane repair. Let me get back to my little list. So now I want to share with you an announcement from Boots and Bounty Homestead's channel. So let me pull that up. There's a meetup coming up this fall. And so I saw this community post. So let me share that with you. All right. Let's share my screen. I'll read it while you're looking at it. You got some loose screws? Hey there, NJ Fishing Maniac. Thanks for being here today. All right. So, how do I make that bigger? I can't take myself off. Here we go. Can y'all still hear me? I'll make it even bigger. There we go. All right. So the 5th Heartland Homesteaders Picnic will be Saturday, September 9th, 2023 at Little Lake Park in Grand Rivers, Kentucky. They'll have a potluck at noon that day, and the gathering is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Booth setup is free. Please give if you can for door prizes, and that would be extended to any of you. So even if you're not going to go, if you as a channel would kind of like to be represented there, you can donate some door prizes that they'll give away at the event. There's a discount at the Quality Inn in Calvert City. Rooms are $82 plus tax. Without the discount, it's $89. There's the contact information for the hotel. And the offer, well, it says offer good only till May 31st. But this was okay. So I guess you would have already had to book your room, and that's why they have the information about what the rate is without the discount. $89 is still a good price, I think, for a room. They have the conference room reserved for the night, and that's where they'll go after the picnic. And then again, there's the contact info and location information. I'm sure you can always reach out to Stephen at Boots and Bounty Homestead if you have more questions or need more information. I don't know. It's so hard for me to get away. There have been 2 or 3 meetups close to me that I would love to have attended, but it's just hard to get away. Not only, do I have all of my own animals to take care of, we are booked solid with boarders this summer, canine boarders. If you didn't see the short that went up today, I can play that for you too. I'll play that here in just a minute. It's only like 16 seconds. But we had one day, I think, where it was just our dogs. But then the next morning, a couple more dogs came, and then another dog came. So we had 8 dogs here for about a week through like Wednesday this week. Now we've got 7. We'll have 7 through tomorrow. One of those is Gucci. She comes a couple times a week. Then she'll go home, and we'll just have the 6, our 3 dogs and 3 boarders. Those 3 boarders will all go home on Monday. And then I have the rest of next week with nobody but Gucci here, who will come back. She'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday. And then we have a meet and greet. Is that right? What's today? Yeah, then we have a meet and greet for 4 dogs. Well, 3 of the 4 will be here for that meet and greet. We'll do a second meet and greet when they're going to have their grand dog, because all 4 of the dogs are going to stay with us the last half of August into through Labor Day. So it'll be our first time to meet them. Anyway, so we've just been booked solid with dogs and our own animals. So it's hard for me to get away, but I just encourage any of you that, want to do some networking and make some connections, meet some people face to face, and participate in a meetup to look into that Heartland meetup. And so now the next thing on my list, I want to share with you some stuff that's going on in the lives and families of some of my YouTube friends here. Some of the people that are in my chats regularly for the live streams, some of the people that have been guests on the show, and beyond, some people that haven't been guests on the show. Among those, our friends Nina and Boyce. Again, this is rooted in Texas. Nina's mom is suffering from cancer. I know things were not looking good about a week ago. I haven't seen another update. I'll send her a message and just see if they have any needs, or, if there's an update for them. But just be mindful and prayerful about that family. My friend Nick at Multi-Hunter 24/7, again, another Texas neighbor of ours, just had some surgery related to a problem with some kidney stones. On top of that, their power has been out. They've had a string of storms come through. We've had storms come through almost every day now for the last week. I don't know if you guys could hear the thunder just a little while ago, but we've got thunder. There was thunder earlier this morning. That skipped over us. Thunder again now. Of course, interestingly, these last 4 or 5 days, there has not been any predictions. When I go to the weather app, it doesn't show me that we're supposed to be getting rain. So the blessing there is that my garden, my outdoor garden, is getting watered naturally pretty much every day. I'm only watering once or twice a week if we go more than 24 hours without rain. Okay, here's another little thing. Petals in the Past meetup is in, I don't know what that means. Alabama? Maybe that's what that means. So some other meetups coming up, guys. And I just encourage you to look into that. But now back to my list. So we've had all these storms come through. They've resulted in some power outages. So the last update I am aware of, Nick and his family had no electricity. Their air conditioner had gone out at some point, but they can't get a new air conditioner put in because there's got to be power to hook it up and make sure everything is working. So he's home recovering from surgery. They're without an air conditioner. Y'all, it is stinking hot here. If you missed it at the beginning, I mentioned that the heat index here has been 115 degrees a couple of days in this last week. So it's hot. There's just no way anyone could go without an air conditioner right now. And then our very own Jerry Butler, who's in the chat, he is recovering from knee replacement surgery. So please be prayerful about that. Our friend Shirley at Just Doing Our Best. So Brian and Shirley there. She has not been feeling well this week. Again, I haven't seen another update to know if she's back on track, but I think she canceled a live stream earlier this week because she was not feeling well. And those of you that don't know, I'm sure a lot of you do already, Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Jesse's mom passed away several weeks ago. I think they knew that it was coming, and there had already been some posts about her, having a health issue, but she did pass away. And so I just want to share that with you and ask that, again, you be mindful and prayerful for these families. As I've said before, what you see on YouTube and in our videos, it's not the whole story. It's never the whole story. And I know everybody doesn't feel compelled to come on and share the bad stuff that's happening. I really felt called to do it. I really needed to do it. Just have had so much building inside of me for so long because of some really damaging and unhealthy things that I just couldn't hold it in anymore. And frankly, I think, as a believer, part of the benefit of that is being able to share burdens with other believers, because there's encouragement and support and love and help and care and motivation that comes as a result of that. And if nobody ever knows that you're struggling with something, they can't help you. So I want to again say thank you to all who have messaged me, emailed me, sent me text messages, called me to check on me and encourage me. I wasn't expecting that. I was actually prepared for a lot of backlash and a lot of negativity, but that my objective was not to be popular or have everybody like what I was doing. My objective was just to share, because it's too much of a burden for me to carry on my own, and because I still think that somewhere somebody somehow will be helped by what I share here. And that's the channel goal, to educate and encourage through what I share here. So if you missed my video day before, what is today? Friday. So Wednesday, the video I put out on Wednesday, and it was from that day. I recorded it that morning and put it together and posted it for that afternoon. I'm trying to simplify my life a little bit too in that regard. I'll have some stuff, that's posted and scheduled for farther out. I already have a video scheduled to go up tomorrow, but I visited a Catholic church. It took me 11 minutes, I think, to get there. And I shared in the video, I was not raised in the Catholic Church. My paternal grandparents were Catholic, so I was baptized as a baby in the Catholic Church. So it's always interested me, but I wasn't raised in the church, so don't know a whole lot about it other than what I've observed when I've been to weddings and funerals. So I thought it would be a really heavy, serious, formal gathering thing. And yet I kind of felt like maybe that's what I need. I need a lot of structure right now. I need a lot of predictability right now. Not that it didn't have that as well, but it was just so relaxed and peaceful. When I first went in, the little vacation Bible school kids, all the little vacation Bible school kids, this is before the mass started, And they were all singing. They were singing songs that they had learned in their vacation Bible school. And I thought, okay, wow, that's already not what I was expecting. And that sort of set the tone for the whole rest of the Mass. So I'm just so tickled that I found this church. I'll be going back again. I want to learn more about it. And, you know, I have not been a fan of organized religion for a long time, but I realize that a lot of that has to do with, I think, being in the wrong place, and from going to people that I looked up to, people that I felt like were older and wiser and could have answers for me in the middle of these struggles that did not feel right and didn't feel fair and didn't feel good, and they hurt me. And sad to say that the responses I got were things along the lines of, well, you know, you made a commitment, you made a vow, you made your bed, now lie in it. Or that's how it's gone in my relationship for the last 30 years. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm coming to you because I want help. I need to understand. I need to know how to fix it or make it better or get away from it or change me. And you're pretty much telling me, sorry, you're out of luck. This is just how it goes, and you're going to have to live with it. So that was a real turnoff for me. And it just kind of, you know, gave me a bad attitude about organized religion. I still have a relationship with God. I've never lost that. I know I haven't been as close to him as I could be or should be. But anyway, so I'm on a search. I'm on a search for the things that are going to bring me closer to him, things that are going to spare me from any more confusion or abuse or misuse or the crazy making stuff that I've been living for so long. And I'm just feeling really encouraged. I'm feeling encouraged enough that this is why I did a live stream again today, because I've just been so discouraged and so tired, so emotionally tired, that I could not get on the screen and do a live stream with y'all. I did not have that in me. My resources were going other places. Anyway, so I just thank all of you for being here. And yeah, and that's exactly right. So yeah, I wanted to share, here's another banner that I'll share with you guys. Let me let you read it. Oh, actually, I guess I can pull it up over here. Let me find it over here. And then I'll share it on the screen. So I've been finding a lot of comfort. You know, my Bible, if some of you that did some of the cat's clutches with me, I may have shown you this, but in my Bible, over the years, as I've come across scriptures that really connected with me, that really meant something to me, I write them down. I write them down in my Bible here and make notes, and I highlight in my Bible and, you know, put asterisks, and you know, it's supposed to be my guidebook. So I don't consider what's in it is sacred and holy, but the thing itself, you know, is it's supposed to be a workbook. You're supposed to use it. As you can see, that's why my poor Bible is so torn up, but it's precious to me. Anyway, and so one of the verses that has meant a lot to me. Let's see what Matt D is saying. Yeah, I'm learning a lot about the Catholic faith now that just really resonates with me. So I'll be excited to share more of that journey with you guys as well. I still want to visit this like non-denominational church that was just built a few blocks from where we live, just because it's closer than the other one. But here's another, this is one of the scriptures I have written in the front of my Bible. I keep clicking the wrong button here. So let me share that with you and let you guys read that. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. That's 2 Timothy 1:7. And again, I have a lot of a lot of verses written in the front of my Bible there that are representative of just times in my life when I really have found encouragement and guidance and motivation and support through scripture. So I'm just mixing all kinds of stuff in here today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. Let me know in the chat if you want to come up and say hello or talk about anything going on at your channel. I'm open to that. If not, I will be back again next Friday. I may send out another round of emails to some channels that I've reached out to previously to see if they're ready to be guests on the show, because I enjoy that so much. I enjoy interviewing channels. I enjoy introducing you guys to new channels. But I just know sometimes logistically, schedule-wise, it just doesn't work for people to come and be on the show. Do you mean that poem, Matt? I'm familiar with that poem. Absolutely. And I do have my own little set of stories that aren't obviously aren't as drastic as that pilot getting sucked out of the window. But I do have my own little set of stories that, prove to me that God has been involved. I don't think I would be sitting here talking to you guys. My childhood alone, and I still have some plans to share some videos about what my life was like growing up. I'm always encouraged when people learn some about my past and my childhood, because often they'll say something like, I can't believe you turned out like you did after living through that. So I think, okay, that's, there's a sign there. God must have had some plan for me, because not everybody in my family turned out this way. I've got siblings that have definitely taken a completely different path and been on the wrong side of the law, and then some. So I still want to share some of that with you guys. And I'm just connecting some dots now. Part of that, again, has to do with working through Sparrow's book, because there's a lot of revisiting of childhood and the past that factors into that. And it really is all connected. There really is baggage that we carry along with us, whether we realize it or not. And as far away, I think, as I went from what I grew up in, there was still some damage done. And it's obviously led me to make some really poor choices in relationships, and has made it really easy to become a doormat for others and a scapegoat. So I'm not doing that anymore. And that is not what God intended for me. Interestingly enough, I feel like I've lost myself over the years and have let go of some things that meant a lot to me, and have worked really hard to fill my life with stuff that keeps me so busy I don't have time to, feel sad. Again, it just got to the point where it was overwhelming. It was just the weight of it all was too much. I couldn't, there was not a big enough distraction. So again, my animals have been a saving grace for me. I do believe God has put them in my life for a reason. And I do believe that part of my mission here has been one way that I've survived, because that's always been a part of me. But in doing the facet theory work with Sparrow's book, I've remembered, I know who I am. I do remember who I am. I'm that same little girl that loved life and loved learning, and everything was exciting. And I loved the night sky. I loved nature. I loved being outside. I felt like God was with me everywhere I went. I loved animals. I loved people. I loved connection and craved connection. And so I know it's there. I'm finding my way back to that. And I know that once I find my right church home, I'm going to get where I need to be a lot sooner and a lot easier than all these things I've tried to do to distract myself and stay busy and make everybody else happy at my own expense, because that obviously didn't work. So let me make sure I haven't missed anything else in the. Hello, Karen. Thanks for being here today. All right. No takers on coming up on screen. I'm not pushing anyone to do it because I'm happy to just do a short stream today, particularly because it's thundering. And so I've got 3 dogs right now that are right under me because they're really stressed about the thunder. And these storms are popping up without me knowing they're coming. So I don't have time to dose everybody up with gabapentin and trazodone like I can when I know there's a storm coming. Because those things take like an hour really to kick in. So it doesn't do much good if I wait until after the weather starts getting bad. Then they're just still all freaked out and scared. Thank you for that, Cherie. Yes, I'd love for you, if you're not already part of my little YouTube world here by being a subscriber, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Oh, I did want to share with you today's short just because it just lets you see what it's been like around here already since just before school was out. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, I made this too big. Hang on. I got to get this back down. All right. So let me go to my videos. Let me share my screen. And let me find today's video. Okay, so here we go. Oh, hang on. I'm not sharing the right thing. Okay, hang on. I'll have to let that play. I'm just going to hear the music now, and then I'll. I'll play it one more time after this. All right. So that was today's short. And those dogs all left like Tuesday morning. And so we had Wednesday with or Tuesday evening. And then we had today's Friday. Yes. So then we had Wednesday with just our dogs. Okay, I'm confusing myself. No, because the big Brutus and his little brother Russell came on Tuesday evening. So I guess Tuesday morning, those dogs that you saw in that video went home, and it was just our dogs for the day. And then Brutus and his brother Russell came Tuesday evening. Then Gucci was back on Wednesday. And then yesterday, our girl Harley came back. So, and they have a good time. And I was just talking with one of my friends at Good Shepherd Rescue last night about how I still get a little anxious, when we're going to have a bunch of dogs, because the house is not real big, even though we've got some property for them to run and play on. And so I get a little anxious, just worrying, are they going to be, is everybody going to get along, even if they've met each other? Dogs are dogs, just like kids are kids. And it just goes so beautifully. It just goes so beautifully. Now, she reminded me that part of the reason it goes like it goes is because I'm comfortable with it. I'm enjoying it. Even though I'm a little anxious before it happens, while the dogs are here, I just really encourage, sniffing. And when I see good posture, good body language, then I just really lay on the praise. And they're smart enough to realize what it is that makes me happy. So knock on wood, we're having a great experience, even when we've got such a house full of dogs. So thank you, Cherie. This is, it's a blessing to me. It's a blessing to me. Animals really have taught me a lot. And I'm really working to not be hung up about things like I can get hung up about things, because they're not hung up about things. As long as they have ample opportunities to keep their brains exercised and their bodies exercised. And so for me, it's like they do the work. They're here, they entertain each other. And, if it's raining, I've got puzzle toys. We get puzzle toys out and do brain games and stuff. But these storms, fortunately, they come through. They don't last real long. And then I just resign myself to have to deal with mud if I let them out after it's been raining and storming. But I think that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. I don't have anyone lined up to do an interview next week on the show. We might play some games. I might try to find some more games and get back into my Did You Knows and On This Day in History stuff, because I enjoy that as well. Again, I love learning. I like learning new things. And I hope you guys like that. But I thank you for being here again. If you're part of the Rewatch crew, thank you for supporting the channel that way. And got a video coming out tomorrow. I still have shorts that go up every day. I love you all. I just cannot say enough how much of a difference it has made for me to have had a place, to have had a family here, to share my sorrows with, to share my struggles with, to share my heart with, so that I don't have to keep it inside, because all that is poison. That just becomes poison after a while. And I was being poisoned. I was poisoning myself by not being open about what I was dealing with. So I cannot thank you guys enough for allowing me to share that and get it out of me, so that I could see clearly enough to figure out which way I needed to go. So thank you for that. Thank you for everyone, again, that's ever watched another video beyond the live. Thank you to everyone that comes to the live streams. Thank you for, again, every super chat and super thanks and channel membership and the financial support that you send my way. That means a lot to me too, because I'm a retired at home now person. So the boarding business and the YouTube channel are how I'm going to support myself. So thank you guys for that. Check out the channels on the spreadsheet. Go and show them some love and support. And I hope wherever you are, your weather is good. I hope wherever you are in your life, your spirit is good, that you have connections, you have a place to go. I am here anytime. If you need me, if you need to get anything off your chest, if you need a sounding board, if you need, I don't know, don't poison yourself. If you need to get something out of you, again, my email, let me put my email up again. You can email me if you want a phone number. I am happy to send you back my phone number in the email if texting or talking on the phone is something that you'd like to do. I'm just really feeling called to share. I'm really feeling called to put some light on something that I know other people are struggling with or have struggled with, and to maybe help offer a little bit of hope and guidance if someone else out there doesn't know what to do with it or where to go or how to survive it. But everybody turns out alive. Everybody's alive in the end. You'll have to go back and watch earlier in the stream if you don't know what I'm talking about there. So thank you for that. Oh my gosh. Cherie, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. They're all sleeping, or I would let them know about it right now. I think they wore themselves out being nervous about the thunder. So at this moment, all of the dogs are asleep. There are 7 dogs here, and they're all asleep. But God bless you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. Thank you again, all of you, for being here today, for being with me. Some of you have been with me a long time here on the channel, and that means a lot to me. And I'm here if you need me. I'll just leave it at that. Little reminder when you go to check out other people's channels, if you're interested in subscribing and showing your support that way, that just so that YouTube will count your connection, it's best to kind of follow this advice to always watch a video or two that's at least 3 minutes long. So don't watch a bunch of shorts, or just watch a few minutes of a video and then subscribe and leave. Do it the YouTube way so that it really will stick and you can show your support that way. So I'll invite you again to give this video a like, share it if you will. Plan to be here with me next Friday, when I still don't know what I'll talk about, but I'm hoping I can maybe get another guest lined up between now and then. Send me an email if you'd like to be on the show. And that's all I have for today. So be safe, be happy, be well, be blessed. I love you all. And I'll see you next Friday. I'll leave the stream up or the chat up for a little while after I leave the screen, so you guys can say your farewells to each other. And I just want you to remember that you all mean a lot to me. Hello, Schultzy. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. You mean a lot to me. You make a difference in my life. I want you to know that. I want you to feel that. You're important to me. I treasure the relationship I have with all of you, and I need those relationships. I need that. You heal me. It feeds me. It encourages me. So, again, I'll let you say your farewells, and I'll see you next week. I love you guys.